Hey everyone, it is me, B to the 3, back with another kicking movie reaction review. Today we have another kaiju movie. I know I have lots of kaiju fans who follow me. I'm just like roaming around with this camera in my boxer briefs, so I'm trying not to show myself in the mirror over here. I'm very tempted because I'm a sexy boy. But yes, I'm house sitting right now. I'm just moving the camera all around. I'll be still in a second, I swear. But let me just get all posed up. Oh, yeah, boy, that's what I like. But I'm house sitting right now, which is why I'm in this beautiful room. This is their new guest room. I know these people. Obviously, that's why they wanted me to house sit for them. But people that own this house have a huge monster movie, alien creature movie collection. And I always watch it every summer when I house sit for them, when they go off to do their vacation thing. And the movie I'm watching right now, that does indeed belong to them, is Reptilicus. Yes, I've been wanting to watch Reptilicus since I was a child. I'll probably be 22 maybe when this video goes up. I don't know, it's gonna go up a while after I film it. And my birthday's this month, so happy birthday to me. August 2016. But yeah, Reptilicus. Been wanting to watch it since I was a kid. Glad I didn't buy the Blu-ray double feature when I saw it, because honestly, it's nothing I've never seen before. Reptilicus is pretty much just your standard kaiju film, and it's not Japanese, so it's really not even technically a kaiju film, but it's part of that kaiju eiga, I guess. So we'll just throw it in there, right? I mean, yeah, it's part of the same subgenre. But I mean, it was fun to watch. I didn't dislike the movie at all. It was just very standard. Like, if you were trying to introduce a friend to the realm of giant monsters, this is not the first film you'd show them. Of course, you would show them one of the better Godzilla movies. Of course. The Reptilicus. I'm going to give you the little read up on the back of the box here. Reptilicus, 1962, starring Carl Ottosson and Anne Smyar. The frozen tail of a giant reptile is accidentally discovered. When it begins to thaw, the creature regenerates into a full-sized monster. Reptilicus color, full-screen presentation, 4:3, 1.33 ratio. Copyright 1962, Cinemagic Incorporated, all rights reserved, Orion. Yeah, I didn't need to read all of that, but I did anyways. Fuck it, right? But yeah, invincible, indestructible. What was this beast born 50 million? What was this beast born 50 million years out of time? That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? That tagline? If you can read that. Yeah, a little odd. Just a little odd. But, yeah, it's pretty standard. You know, they are digging for copper, and they pull out Reptilicus as like the tip of his tail, of this giant lizard, which doesn't even really have a cool design. It's like a rubber snake with tiny little legs and tiny little wings. So it has legs and wings that don't even look like they function. But the scientists did say it was like between the point of a dinosaur and like a mammal. So, he said it was like between the point of a reptile and a mammal. So a mammal-like reptile, which is an actual thing. Look it up. Walking with Monsters will actually educate you about that if you watch Walking with Monsters. Pretty good show. But Reptilicus, it was just so standard. All the characters were characters I'd seen before. The one thing that really stood out is Reptilicus is not invincible, even though the box says invincible, indestructible. Not indestructible or invincible, obviously, because they beat it in the end. But Reptilicus, can be harmed by many of their weapons. Not like the lower class weapons, like guns and stuff. They couldn't get through the armor plating, but bombs and stuff could probably hurt Reptilicus. And they did drill through the tail with the copper drill and made the tail bleed and stuff. So, I mean, that was that. They could do that. But they couldn't hurt it with some other things. It was weird. Like, it was it was odd. I guess the writer didn't think that through in totality. But Reptilicus had a healing factor. He could regenerate. And there's one part in the movie where there's a press conference about Reptilicus, and this reporter stands up and is like, "Could you define regenerate for us?" It's like, bitch, everyone knows what regenerate means. Come on, man. Really? Motherfucker, dumbass. But, yeah, just a pretty basic movie. They beat Reptilicus by poisoning him. Pretty, simple. Pretty simple. And then they set it up for a sequel. There's another Reptilicus growing in the ocean from a part of Reptilicus that was blown off when they were bombing the ocean to try to get Reptilicus. And that's why they had trouble defeating Reptilicus in the first place, is because if they blew him up, pieces of him would go everywhere and they would all turn into other Reptilicus, like a starfish, which was kind of cool. Kind of a cool idea. The biology doesn't really make sense. Like, it makes sense more for a flatworm or a starfish, but for like a giant reptile, it doesn't really make much sense. Still a fun concept, though. I mean, it's a sci-fi monster movie. It doesn't have to make complete sense, just enough so that you can suspend your disbelief, which is fine. And I could suspend my disbelief. But honestly, the acting, not a fan, not really. I mean, I could give some things a pass because I'm pretty sure English, and it's hard to explain. But it was set in Denmark, and there were like all these scenes in the movie that weren't necessary. There were scenes in the movie that just were not necessary. Like tiny little funny scenes. And when you have like a tiny little funny scene right before something horrific happens, then it increases like your level of emotion for the horrific thing, because you were just having a great time, and then boom, someone gets eaten by a giant monster. Not the case. There were just little comedy scenes for no reason that just kind of extended the runtime and didn't really tell you anything new about the characters. And then there was one scene where someone from the UN was getting a tour, like a guy was getting a tour from a woman who lives in Denmark, and he was telling her about the landmarks for some of it. And I was like, she should be telling you about the landmarks, but since you're the guy and she's the woman, you have to tell her about some of the landmarks. But she should be telling you about all of them. She told him about some of them, but she should tell him about all of them. And then there was like a musical number. They were like at a club and a woman was singing. Unnecessary. I mean, that happened right before Reptilicus got out, so, you know, good one. As I said earlier, good thing happening first. But the majority of that scene was just them whoring out Denmark. They were like, oh, here's this tourist attraction. Here's this tourist attraction. Let's get it in a good frame. Hey, the audience should visit Denmark. They were definitely whoring out the city for sure. There's a drawing right there. I think it's of Dumbo. It's also a movie. But yeah, you know, Reptilicus, if you're a huge kaiju fan, give it a watch just to have another kaiju film under your belt. If you're just like an old movie monster fan, maybe just give that a watch just for shits. But I mean, like, if you're looking for a really good giant monster movie, just pick out a good Godzilla movie. There are plenty of good Godzilla movies that are better than this. King Kong's better than this. The first one is, anyways. Hopefully, Kong Skull Island will be. Ooh, there's a light there. Now I'm silhouetted. No, I'm not. But, yeah, that's it, you guys. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. But yeah, that is it. I'm going to listen to some If I Were You and get some shut-eye, because I have to be up very early in the morning and it's already past midnight. So yeah, that's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all